So tonight's agenda, we're going to learn all about tasks, and then our Temple and Family History virtual activity idea for the month of January, which is an idea that, as we do each month, to share among your units. We're also going to talk about RootsTech 2021. We're really excited for this, and we probably will go on too much about it, but it's very exciting. And last, we're going to talk about a service called RecordSeek, which is a website. And well, we'll just say we're going to talk about that. It's really cool. And lastly, we'll go to a little question and answer time. So if you have any questions, go ahead and make note of them. Sometimes we miss things coming in on chat, or if people are trying to ask questions. So let's save those to the end so we can be sure to get everybody's question.
So we just want to start with a spiritual thought from Elder David A. Bednar. Family history is a vital part of the work of salvation and exaltation. You have been prepared for this day and to build up the kingdom of God. You are here upon the earth now to assist in this glorious work. I love that quote, just to realize how important each of us are, and especially in these callings that we have, to realize that we have just a great gift and responsibility to help move this work forward, Heavenly Father's work.
So let's talk about tasks. So what we're going to cover is what are tasks and hints. We'll talk about completing tasks on the computer and also completing tasks on your phone or device apps. Then how do we help others do their tasks? So
what are tasks and what are hints? Because they seem to be terms that get used for the same thing in different ways. So we're going to clarify that a little bit today. So from the Family Search website, it says that recommended tasks are a list of actions that can be easily done to help you make progress in your family history work. The main category that you will find is record hint, where Family Search have found a record that might be about one of your relatives. You will need to review the record and attach it to your relative, and you'll see it has that little blue icon beside it that is going to pop up all over the place on your computer and on your phones. You will also find opportunities to do further research and explore other parts of the website. Tasks are available to do on your computer as well as on the app on your smartphone or your devices.
So there's two different icons you'll see. The square icon is what you'll find on the computer, and round one on the phone. They kind of jazzed it up a little bit, I guess, for the mobile apps. So let's focus on record hints. So why do we do record hints? From Family Search, they say whether you're just getting started with family history or you've been doing it for years, the record hints feature on the Family Search family tree offers a quick way to add to your family history. Hints often lead to new information that will help you identify, document, and get to know your ancestors. And on the mobile app, it says this, a record hint. The record hint icon means we found a possible record, and that's a birth, marriage, death certificate, census, etc., with your ancestor listed on it. Because Family Search provides a public tree for all, attaching records helps prove life events.
So where do the record hints come from? The Family Search system constantly searches digitized index records to identify records that may match records in the Family Search family tree. And just on that moment there, I'm sure most of you have done indexing, and this is where a lot of the records are coming from now. And you'll see as you go back into Family Search, there are more and more of these hints becoming available as more and more records are indexed after they've been digitized. So as we help with that indexing work, we are really making a big difference in the record hints that are becoming available for us. When a possible match is found, Family Search creates a record hint. Record hints that match your family can provide new important information about your ancestors, such as additional relationships, additional events and facts, more correct dates, name variations, more complete place names. And with those two more correct dates and more complete place names, obviously all these are helpful, but the more correct ones, often when research was done before, when records weren't so available, people may have put an approximate date, about 1830, or maybe somebody was maybe from, of Pittsburgh. So as we find more accurate things, we can put in more correct dates and place names, as well as the other things that hints provide.
So where do we find tasks? On the computer, there are 3 places you're going to find tasks. First off is you'll find record hints or tasks. Family Search tends to use the terms interchangeably. You'll find record hints in the recommended tasks section of the landing page when you first sign in to FamilySearch.org. So here's the typical sign-in page, the landing page. And tasks are always located on the right-hand side. You'll notice there's 3 different kinds of tasks listed. You can select all records or just Temple. For tonight, we're going to talk about just the records.
So on your computer tree view, you'll know there is a record hint when you see a small blue box or icon to the right of a person's name in your family tree, up there and there. That lets you know there's a hint on those 2 people.
And that's available. Those icons are now showing up in any of the tree views. They used to be, they weren't there at all, but they've now changed the software. There's a couple different ways to see it in the fan chart view as well. You can sort it all by just who has tasks to be done, which makes it really helpful. And lastly, on your computer person page, you'll also know that there's a record hint. You see a small blue box or icon to the right of a person's name on the person page. So this particular person's page only has 1 hint. The most they'll ever show under that research help box is 4. But you'll see where it says show all, there's a 2 there. That number might be as many as who knows, it might be 13 or 20. That means there's that many different record or research helps that need to be resolved. And those can include not only helps or hints, but also like the one below this shows a possible missing child. There's all different things like there. So that's a great way to help kind of flesh out your family tree. And
if you have that high number, it says over the smaller amount, you can click on show all in that same red circle, and it will show you all the hints that are available to look at.
Good point.
So where do we find tasks? So your app on your phone or your device. So if you have an Apple device, there's a task box down there, and then you'll also see the little blue icons there on your devices.
The tree view.
Yeah, in the tree view, thank you. And if you have an Android device, there's a task button over there.
You get to that by clicking on the 3 lines at the top left-hand corner of the screen. So how do I use record hints? Record hints are easy to use. Just follow these 3 simple steps. First, click or tap the blue icon to open a dialog box. Next, review the details and compare them to what you already know about your ancestor. You might ask these kinds of questions when you're doing your comparison. Is this person the same person as your family member? Are the ages and dates correct or more correct? Does the record show the right family relationships? Thinking about the ages or dates correct or more correct, as Sister Taylor said a bit ago, it might just say England for a place, but when you look at the record, it might show that it is a town in a particular county in England. Or for a date, it might just show the year. It might actually show the year, the month, and the day. So that's where it could be more correct. And also, are place names what you would expect?
So how do I use record hints? So if a new source refers to your ancestor, you attach the record to the person page. The record source becomes a citation on the person page for the individual in the tree. If the record refers to multiple family members, you can attach that same record to other family members as well. And it's important to remember that not every hint is a record match. Before you attach a record and change information, it's up to you to look carefully at the record and consider what you already know about your family.
And extra important to remember, This is a picture we took of Brother Murdoch, by the way. He wasn't looking. I shouldn't pick on him, he's not here. But have fun with tasks. You know, tasks are something you can do if you're in the line, if you ever go back to being in line at a grocery store, or if you're waiting to pick up your kids at school or something like that. You can do a task in a couple of minutes. So have fun with them. They're a great opportunity to use your mobile device for something that's going to actually help your family in the long run. And don't get stressed by them. If you can't figure out the task or you aren't sure, just leave it. And you can come back to it or ask for help, or maybe somebody else might get to it before you get back to it. They are quick and easy to do. Some of them can be a little more complex if you have a lot of people in a particular record or a particular task, but you can add one and then add the rest later. So if you have 5 minutes to spare, you can do a task, and probably more than one task in just 5 minutes. And they aren't irreversible. If you make a mistake, it can be reversed very easily. So don't stress over them. They're easy to do, and they're really helpful, as we mentioned earlier, not only for you, but because Family Tree is a shared tree, it can help a lot of people.
So moving on to our next section for a suggested activity for this month. We are suggesting you could do a complete task for your ancestor kind of activity for the whole month. All up. Oh, okay.
Yeah, so we found out a lot of folks don't really know much about tasks or do tasks. So we're encouraging all of us counselors to talk with our ward members and see what we can do to help and suggest tasks that they can do. Show using record hints on your app or computer to add to your family history and get to know your ancestors. So we want all of the consultants to be available to help. We'll send this flyer out to everybody after the presentation in an email, along with links to the videos and things that we have in here as well.
So in Third Ward this month, we are, with this theme, also going to have, just on Saturday the 16th, I think we're doing it, is just a 2-hour Zoom meet where anyone from the ward can meet virtually and use breakout rooms and have consultants available to help them either learn how to do tasks and hints if they've never done them, or help them with them if they're a little confused, or just try and generate some enthusiasm. And we have noticed throughout the state that anytime any of these activities have been done during the month, the wards that have been doing them, the work in those areas has been an increased number of results that month for them. So we'd encourage you to use this. You can change it to work for your unit, but it could be a very fun, quick, easy, simple, fun activity to encourage your members to join with this month.
You never know what you're going to learn about your ancestors. So one of the great things to do is to share your memories and experiences on social media, because you can find some very fun, cool stuff. And it really helps flesh out your family tree, get you to know your ancestors, what people did for a living, like you can find on censuses, or just all kinds of things. You just never know what you're going to find. Let's talk a little bit about RootsTech. RootsTech has been going on for a number of years. It's in previous years, they've had initially one event in Salt Lake City. And just recently, I think it was last year, they added an event in London as well. But this year, it's all going to be online and free. The first time it's ever been free. You'll notice this little box where the picture was the same picture that you'll find we saw earlier on the landing page on Family Search. It's on there right now. So it's the 25th to the 27th of February. And they're calling it RootsTech Connect, a free online conference experience. For the first time ever, the world's largest family celebration event will be entirely virtual and completely free. Get ready to celebrate shared connections with people from around the world. Connect with friends, your family, your past, and your heritage and homelands, all from the comfort of your home and in your browser. So the passes are free. When you log into Family Search, as I said, you'll see this picture in the upper left-hand corner. Click on that Get Virtual Passes. And once you sign up for your passes, it gives you access to any of the talks. They'll be putting out a schedule, and it's a kind of a pick and choose thing. If you miss one, the other ones will be available to stream. You don't have to watch them live. Once you sign up, you'll have access to the pre-recorded talks or the recorded talks for the future. So you can watch them at your leisure, but it's important to sign up. You can get access. So we're really excited about Roots Tech. I see somebody raise their hand, I think. It popped up on the screen momentarily. Somebody have a question?
Yeah, that was me. I have some coworkers who are non-members and have expressed some interest in this sort of thing. Would this be open to them as well, or is this strictly for members only?
No, this is that great question. This is open to anybody. We've never been. We kind of hope to go. I know that Sister Houston was planning on going this year, but now she gets to go for free. So yeah, it's open to anybody, and it's not just people from Family Search. They'll have people there from Ancestry and finding, anybody that's anything to do with family history, they'll be presenting.
DNA people.
DNA
yeah.
people.
But
yeah.
anyone can go, absolutely. So it's a great thing to invite friends who have any interest in any of this kind of area at all. Good question.
Great question. Thanks very much.
Perfect. One more comment. I just want to dovetail off of that really quick.
Sure.
Several lines of my family history are already done, but I wanted to mention that a lot of what I've done to be successful in that regard is actually cross-platform with Ancestry.
Yep.
I was actually able to connect with a distant cousin that gave me an entire line of my family just by reaching out through Ancestry. So very, very much very beneficial. Do not stick to one system. So
yeah, absolutely. That's a great point, Brother Glorio. And as members of the church, we have free access to several premium sites, including Ancestry, Finding Your Past. There's a bunch of them. I can't remember them all offhand. So we talked about that at a previous training, but to get to those, you go to familysearch.org/partner access to sign up for those. If you got any questions, contact us, and we can help you with that. But that is absolutely, that's where the pictures, most of us behind us, we got those through making contacts with folks on Ancestry or Family Search, and just getting to know cousins we didn't know. So great point.
Yeah, thank you.
So this is a short video on kind of a promotional video that the church or the Family Search put out on Roots Tech. Enjoy.
1.
看似简单
Individual.
Самотня.
Desconectado.
Ich bin nur einer.
하지만 우리 모두 하나가 될 수 있잖아요.
Chacun faisant partie d'un grand tout.
Макар да съм един, никога не съм бил единствен.
Моето аз е част от нещо повече.
Частина единство.
Частица семьи.
Една част от човечество, семейство и световна история.
My story.
Du Historia.
А су история.
Jeder ein Teil unseres gemeinsamen Vermächtnisses.
Опыта преодоления неудач.
함께 단결하고 역경을 이겨내는 유산.
Истории за исцеление.
Stories of healing.
Победа и храбрость.
Triumph. Bravery.
Спільна людська історія, яка заслуговує, щоб її пам'ятати.
Кожне окреме ім'я.
One memory at a time.
¿Por qué deberíamos ser uno?
Потому что каждый имеет значение.
Защото това е най-важно.
Because one
Хана
makes all the difference.
So, Roots Tech Connect 2021. We are super excited. We hope you will all feel that you're able to join with us and really enjoy the whole conference, whatever you can do at the time.
So this is the one, as they're calling it. Your one unique story, one world of connections, one global event. And as we mentioned before, it's February 25th to 27th, next month. I can't believe it's already.
And don't forget with that, you don't have to attend everything 3 days solid from morning till night. You know, it's just becoming enrolled so that you are registered and can just watch them as and when you want.
One thing they're really stressing this year that's different from others is there's something for everyone. I think in the past that most of the presentations have been for people that just are really dedicated to doing family history or genealogy work. And this year they're changing that. So it says, regardless of age or experience, this virtual conference has something for everyone interested in discovering family and preserving stories. So whether you're the family, grab your parents, siblings, or spouse and enjoy Roots Tech together. From classes to interactive cultural activities on demand, there's enough fun here for an entire household. For youth, don't miss the exciting things we've got planned for youth of all ages, including virtual cultural celebrations and other games and activities available on demand. And for individuals, with dozens of classes available live and on demand and the opportunity to chat with experts, you'll find customized help at every click. The last stat I saw was actually for the end of October. They had already had 100,000 people sign up for Roots Tech. So it's going to be huge and it's going to be amazing. They've announced the keynote speakers and there's a whole bunch of people from all different walks of life. Haven't seen the final schedule yet, but it's going to be a lot and it really will be something for everyone.
Absolutely. Okay, so moving on to the next area, we're going to talk about something called RecordSeek on the website recordseek.com. So RecordSeek is an easy way to attach sources to Family Search from any website. Record a website as a source with virtually no effort. RecordSeek makes it effortless to record your source citations from the web. And RecordSeek is a free third-party affiliate product for Family Search that enables patrons to quickly create family tree sources from online records. This is something a lot of people, especially people who like to use Ancestry, but other websites, if you find a record on another website, it used to be really difficult to attach that to the Family Search sort of database record. So RecordSeek helps you to do that in a really easy, simple way that's really effective. We've been using it for several months now and we find it just really valuable.
It's amazing. It's so easy. Yeah, it's great. RecordSeek, they're having a little problem with their security certificate and that should be hopefully remedied soon. So if you try it and you get an error, just be patient. I think their certificate expired at the end of December and they just haven't renewed it yet. I'm sure they will soon.
Yeah, absolutely, don't give up. It's really worth using.
Yeah. So here's a little video talks about RecordSeek.
Okay, so today I'm going to show you a really quick and easy way to save a record from one site into another website and into Family Search or Ancestry. So sometimes you'll find documentation or records elsewhere. You don't want to have to type everything in. Well, this is the way to go. Okay, so the first thing you're going to want to do is go to recordseek.com. And this will be the page that you'll get to. And you're going to want to take this little RecordSeek button, this little green button down here, just click on it and hold it down. Hold your cursor down on it as you drag it up to your toolbar. Okay, now you'll see that I have RecordSeek up on my toolbar, so that I'm going to use that in just a minute. Okay, so I have this record here that I found in Ancestry, and it's actually a land record. If you've never looked at any of these U.S. land records from the 1800s, I would challenge you to do so because they're kind of cool. This one is from 1820 and signed by President Andrew Jackson, so that's kind of cool. Okay, but I don't have this in Family Search for him. And I want to save this into his sources. So what I'm going to do, actually, something that's going to make it really easy for me in just a minute is I'm going to come to his page in Family Search. I have that open, and I'm going to click on his ID. So I'm going to click Copy ID. Okay. And then I'm going to come back here and look at the record again. And now this is another step. It's not necessary, but I find it helpful, and I'll show you why in just a sec. So I'm going to highlight the information there. Now I'm going to click that button, RecordSeek. Okay, that opens up this little window, this box, and it has taken all the information and created a source for me. So here's the title, here's the URL, here's where the record is found, and then everything that I highlighted is in these record notes. So that's why I said it's not necessary, but it is super helpful because then when you're looking at the sources on Family Search, you can say, oh, what was this? Oh, well, then you've got these notes explaining exactly what it was. And you can even add to that. You can type in and add to that if you want. So now that I have this part done, I'm going to click next. So it gives you the option, you can search the person by name and event, which is totally fine. You can do that. But sometimes there might be a similar person. You don't want to duplicate it. So that's why I went ahead and copied his ID number a minute ago. So this is probably from the last person I did. So I'm going to delete that. And I'm just going to paste his ID number right there. And then I know it's going to go straight to his person page. Okay, so then it says attach source and asks why. And I'll just say land record gives name and location. And you could say whatever you want. So I'm going to create it and attach it. Okay, so congratulations. I created that source. So view on family search, if I want to see it, I can go into his sources. And you'll see right here, now, here is the source that I just created, and it was super, super easy. So I highly recommend using RecordSeek. It works both ways. You can actually, you can always create one in Ancestry as well. Sorry, it's trying to recreate the same record. But you can also save things into your Ancestry tree. So I would recommend getting it and using it. It will save you a lot of time. And just let us know if you have any questions.
It really is that easy. It's so cool. One thing about RecordSeek that's really fun is it's not just from copying from Ancestry to Family Search or vice versa. You can if you find something on a Google search or from any other website, you can copy the stuff from that page, not even copy, just highlight it on the page, click the RecordSeek button, and it automatically pulls it all in. So it's really helpful for copying other sources in.
So we would super recommend it as well. Love it. It's a really awesome tool. So one last thing we just want to talk about is the family history channel that we talked about in the last training that we had last quarter. So the first thing we want to make note of, it is now, instead of Pittsburgh Stake, it is the Pittsburgh Multi-Stake Family History Channel. And so the difference there will be that if you're already subscribed, this won't make any difference to you. If you haven't subscribed yet, then you will go to Pittsburgh Multi-Stake Family History Channel to subscribe. The reason for that change is that Brother Taylor and I have just been called as, I'm going to get it right, hang on, I'm going to get it, Temple and Family History Consultants for the Pittsburgh Coordinating Council of the North America Northeast area.
Good job.
It's a really long title.
The titles just keep getting longer, calling's getting longer.
But that means we are now going to be doing the same thing with 7 states in this North American Northeast area. So we're going to be extending the YouTube channel that we started here so that all the other 7 states that we're working with will be able to use the same training and access. But
So the videos from today are all going to, and from past trainings, all the videos from today can be found on the Multi-Stake Family History YouTube channel.
Okay. And then that way you can refer back to them anytime. You haven't got to remember everything. You haven't got to panic that you haven't remembered everything we said this time or anything we talked about previously. They're all going to be there for you to go back and watch at any time, or you can use them to work with members one-on-one to help share ideas with them. You can use it to help your unit members. We would suggest that consultants do subscribe to the channel. We recommend that you encourage your unit members to subscribe as well. And the full recording of today's training will be available on the channel soon, probably within the next couple of days. It is being recorded, so we will put that over there as a complete section that you can watch. We'll also then break it down into different sections. So the RecordSeek section will be available on its own. We're going to do the task section on its own, but the whole training will also be available. So if you don't remember anything, and it's all going to be there.
I'd like to close with the spiritual thought from Sister Wendy Watson Nelson. And she says in this quote, "Imagine what can happen as we make a sacrifice of time to the Lord by doing two things we know that he really cares about: family history and temple work." And we've heard that before recently in conference talks. Just if you want to really, I forget who it was now, if you really want to show somebody you love them, do something for somebody they love, as that's helping out, serving the Savior, his children.